So one time I had a crush on this kid. He said he hated black girls and said he was gonna slit my throat, and I still liked him.
Dude, down bad.
Down bad. Hey guys, it's your girl Courtney. Welcome back to my channel. Y'all, I'm gonna be reading your confessions again. Y'all, my sisters are in the background. They watch all of that happen. Yeah, y'all, it has been a silly, quirky minute since I did a confessions video, and we're back once again, okay? And honestly, I love reading y'all's confessions because truthfully, it makes me feel better about myself. I can literally be having the worst day ever, and then I'll remember that someone slipped and fell during a class presentation and rolled across the classroom floor while everyone looked at them in shock and horror. How can I remain sad? Explain that to me. So yeah, we're gonna be reading confessions. Let's get to it. I don't know if this is juicy, but a month ago, I got my driver's license, and to celebrate, my friends and I were planning to go to the mall and hang out. As I was on my way to pick my friend, who we'll call Danny, I noticed what seemed like a stray cat running in front of my car. I didn't even have time to press the brakes before I ran over the cat and heard a crunching noise. I immediately realized what I had done and started bawling my eyes out. No, there was a time I think I almost ran over a bird, and I literally was just like panicking. But
I ran over a possum. Like it was like I started crying.
A possum?
And the thing is, I don't like possums, but I was still sad about me.
Yeah, because you literally took its life.
I ran over a bunny before.
Oh, that's even worse.
I felt bad.
A bunny.
Yes, it was too late.
That's actually sad.
Then I heard screaming and crying, and I saw Danny, his sister, and mom rush towards my car. I drove so fast, and when I parked the car in some random spot, I immediately started bawling my eyes out again. I thought to myself, I just hit a stray cat. But then I thought about it. Why was Danny and his family crying over a stray cat that I ran over? Then it clicked.
Oh my god! That's your cat!
Yes.
No!
Yes. Danny owned a cat. I ran over and killed Danny's cat. Jesus.
Wait. If you were the girl, would you stay silent or
I'm staying silent.
I ran over the cat.
I'm staying silent. I'm not saying a single thing. Jesus. Those people are gonna kill me. That is too much. I'm sorry. I'm keeping it a secret forever. I'm never saying anything. I stayed in my car hyperventilating for a few minutes, drank some water, and calmed down. I slowly drove back to Danny's house to see him and his sister crying and his dad picking up the cat's crushed body and putting it in a trash bag. Jesus. Wait. This is really sad. The sister's just crying there and the dad is picking it up and putting it in the trash.
She did it. Like
I would feel guilt.
It's like I killed your cat on the way here.
And then imagine Danny's like venting, like, I can't believe my cat is dead. You're just like, I'm so sorry.
I hate reckless drivers.
Danny came up to my car, tears in his eyes, saying that his cat just got ran over and that he had to cancel our hangout session. I pretended that I didn't know. I pretended that I didn't know anything about this situation and told Danny that we can hang out another time. I drove all the way home in complete silence. Yes, I wouldn't even be able to have fun in the car anymore. Should I tell Danny that I was the one who ran over his cat? No. Take it to the grave. Take it to the grave. Or wait a couple of years after he's healed and then tell him. That's even worse.
Because it's like you're evil.
Yes, you kept such a secret.
Like I would think she's like crazy.
No, I would think you're actually insane.
Because that's kind of scary. You think I'm gonna forgive you just because you're weird?
I know. I feel so guilty because he loved that cat so much. I think what you should do is get him another cat as a gift.
Yes.
Like just be like, I'm so sorry you lost your cat, but here's another cat.
No, that's good.
That's a good, yeah, because it's like you're rewarding him with something else. Just never tell him you're the reason that his cat passed away. Cause it was an accident, yes, but that was an animal he loved. Yeah, good luck, Charlie. Another one. So I'm walking to class, feeling confident, when my stomach decides to make its presence known with the loudest growl imaginable. I try to play it cool, but right as I do, I trip over absolutely nothing and face plant in the middle of the hallway. Huh? This is like a movie fall.
Her stomach was grounded.
Wait. What?
That's happened to me before.
Why?
I don't know. Like, no, the tripping over nothing.
Okay, I have tripped over nothing. My books fly everywhere. Okay. Is this a movie? You're a movie character.
Girl.
My books fly everywhere, and as I scramble to get up, my water bottle spills all over me. What's going on? That's like the unluckiest day. Literally, people start laughing and I can't even hide my red face. The worst part, someone asked if I'm okay.
Wait, that's so real though.
And I can't even respond without hearing my stomach growl again. Louder this time. What?
Wait, okay, why is your stomach growling the biggest problem right now? Like you have water dripping all over you.
Literally, your books are all over the floor. You're drenched in water. You're talking about your stomach growling. Come on. And the fact that she's aware that it's louder than the last woman.
Yeah, and is
Like,
she,
when
she
you're-
around people? Like, why is she having an issue about her stomach growling?
Exactly.
It's like a quiet room. She's in the hallway.
You're in the hallway.
Like-
Who is noticing your stomach
What
growling?
quiet hallway are you in?
They must not be able to talk in the hallways. Like, wait, this is crazy. I gave a guy cold sores by forcibly kissing him on the lips back in 10th grade.
Wait, what?
What?
Why were you forcibly kissing him on the lips though?
Why are you?
Just a real question.
What's happening? In my defense, he bullied me for years, since 3rd grade. So in my response, herpes. What?
Okay, that's evil.
That's actually evil. You have to be able to go to jail for that or something.
Yeah.
I can't support that one. I woke up in the middle of the night feeling something stuck in my throat. Turns out the spider was stuck in there. And his
Ooh.
eggs exploded inside my throat and its babies came out, which left me in intense pain.
Wait, that's actually really scary.
What? I had to get surgery since they kept damaging my vocal cords. Huh?
Okay, wait, what? This is like 1 in a million.
I know! If I had came to the hospital a minute later, I could have lost my voice forever. I've never felt the same about sleep after that. I wouldn't either.
You need some Malte.
I literally, I would never open my, I feel like this is making me want to get mouth tape. Y'all be having like actually like horrifying stories. 1 in a million type of situation.
Like,
No, this has to be fake. When I was 12, I baked cookies and brought them to school for my crush. Turns out I wasn't aware he was allergic to cinnamon and I had added them to the cookies. So after he had finished the cookies, he just died in the middle of class.
okay, that's not real.
That's not real.
Come on,
That's
let's be serious.
That's-
How does he just die in the middle of class? And they just had crying emojis. What?
No, that's not real.
So my best friend's boyfriend slid into my DMs late one night, talking about how he always thought I was different and how he wished he had met me first. What? That's crazy. Instead of shutting him down immediately, I decided to play along.
Okay.
You like it. Why are you playing along? I decided to play along. Not because I liked him, but because I wanted to see just how low he'd go. Girl, what?
Please.
He's already gone low. Like,
This admits you want that.
I know you want that. Spoiler, he went all the way. He was sending flirty messages, talking about how he wasn't happy in his relationship, even hinting that he wanted to meet up. I took screenshots of everything. I feel like, how do I explain it? I don't feel like it was genuine. It don't feel genuine. Because I'm thinking if my friend's man messaged me,
Your best friend.
best friend's man messaged me, there's no conversation being had. I'm just sending the screenshot and we're calling it a day. But for me to keep it going just so I can screenshot how much he likes me
Like, you couldn't.
and then send it to my friend, that doesn't make sense.
You couldn't go on a FaceTime call with your best friend and like.
Exactly. You could have FaceTimed her while you text and then tell her. She'll be like, okay, send this. But you're just having a private conversation with him and then sending her screenshots. Girl, bye. Now, any sane person would have just sent the receipts to my best friend, right? But no, I wanted to make sure he got caught in 4K in the worst possible way. So I waited. What? Their anniversary was coming up. You're evil.
You want him.
You want him.
No way.
Wait.
Until their anniversary.
And I hope she's not gonna say that she broadcasted it in front of everybody.
Because now you're hurting your best friend's feelings. You tell her on her anniversary.
On her anniversary?
Oh God.
And I knew that they had this big fancy dinner plan. I sent an anonymous text to my best friend on a burner account, of course saying, watch your man closely tonight. He's got secrets.
It sounds like AIDS.
What
It
is
sounds like AIDS.
She thinks this is Pretty Little Liars. Like, what is?
Watch your man tonight? Are you
He's
like-
got secrets. Hey, girl, what is happening? If this is your best friend, why are you playing with her? When I tell you that dinner turned into a full-on soap opera,
Girl, you're evil. She's evil.
she's evil. Midway through the meal, she confronted him. At first, he played dumb, but then she hit him with, oh yeah? So why were you texting my best friend at 2 a.m.? This feels like a movie. Because in real life, I will be so irritated, like I won't be able to even confront him. The silence, deafening. The waiter was standing there with their food, looking like he wanted to quit on the spot. How does she know all these details?
Like, you know he wasn't listening.
Did she book another table at the restaurant and just watch them? Because how do you know the detail like this?
Yeah.
People at other tables were straight up staring. How do you know?
Yeah.
Long story short, she dumped him right there. She even took his plate of food and dumped it in his lap before storming out. And me, I sat at home eating popcorn waiting for the post-breakup rant call. No regrets.
Okay, now she's evil. What do you mean you were eating popcorn?
Exactly. While your best friend is heartbroken,
You're
like
eating popcorn.
on her anniversary, you're eating popcorn at home just ready for the call. What?
No way.
And then I'm thinking about what was the point of sending it anonymously? Hold on. I'm confused by the story. Because if somebody sent me an anonymous text of my man texting my best friend, I'd be thinking, why was my best friend entertaining the conversation?
Yeah.
An anonymous person sent it. I would think my best friend would just send me the screenshots from her own phone number. Like, why are you playing games?
So now it looks like, from the girl's perspective, it's like, oh, my best friend was entertaining this.
Mm-hmm.
You know?
I guess it worked out. That's all I have to say. What am I reading? What am I reading? What am I reading? I would like to state that I am currently 52 years old, if you would like to know. Now my confession. I felt like the response of a 52.
I know, like, I know this is real.
When I was younger, my view on young may be slightly different to yours. I decided that I thought it would be interesting to conduct a little experiment. Experiment involved me smearing feces on the floor of my bathroom.
Wait,
What am I?
you're 52?
You're 50. How old again are you? Like, no.
Wait.
And then you sent this confession with full confidence, like, yeah, so when I was younger, I used to spread feces everywhere. What? No. The experiment involved me smearing feces on the floor of my bathroom and seeing how long it would take for my children, who were 12 and 17 at the time. You weren't that young. I'm not understanding why you're a 20 or 30-year-old person doing this.
I know.
Who were 12 and 17 at the time, to figure out it was me who was doing it.
Why is this an experiment? You could have did this with any other thing.
Yes. Any other item. You could have been leaving like tissue on the floor or something. You could have been leaving dishes in random spots.
Yeah.
Like trash or
But
something.
feces on the wall.
Feces on the bathroom floor. And you wanted them to figure out it was you at your big age.
You know, they're probably making fun of her. Like I think mommy's spreading feces on the floor.
I would be talking about you in the sibling group chat.
Like-
Here she go again. This took place over 4 weeks. On the first few days, I made small, practically unnoticeable smears. The only thing noticeable about them was the slight smell that let them off. In all honesty, I'm not entirely sure how bad the smell was. There were a few times I can admit where the poo did end up on my clothing or face. Okay, what am I reading?
Wait, what?
What am I reading?
Face?
Face?
Why?
This is a man child, cause
This is nasty. I eventually became immune to it after smelling it so much, I suppose. Apologies, I digress. Over time, I began increasing the amount. There were a few days in between on which I was unable to increase the size of the smear. A woman can only poop so much. You are a 52-year-old woman sending me this confession. What's happening? Around 12 days in, my children began to notice the brown marks on the wall.
Yeah.
Wait, it's on the wall. I thought it was just on the floor. You're nasty.
She's painting the house. She's painting the house.
They questioned me about it.
I know.
Wait, they know that it's you. This is so nasty. I would never be able to forgive my own mother. I would think she's the dirtiest woman I've ever seen. They questioned me about it, but I denied my knowledge on it. For the next...
Then what was the whole point of this experiment? So they can find out.
Like, for the next 2 weeks or so, they did not question me about it because they think that you're not well. They don't think that you're normal. They're probably trying to find a psychiatric facility to take you to. However, on the 4th week, they came back to me. At that point, the smear was around 11 inches long.
Yo. Yo.
It had grown to become quite dark. My dear children were still puzzled. And so... What is this? My dear children were still puzzled as to what the smear was and how it came to be. I gave in. I began laughing. My face grew red.
Why are you embarrassed?
You knew. This is like a different level of boredom or a different level of unemployment.
It's a sick
Like,
experiment.
it's a sick experiment. Like, what are you doing? I had an overwhelming feeling of obligation. I had to admit, my children did not talk to me for the next month. I wouldn't talk to you maybe for a year because you're abnormal. I thought it would be a little joke, but I suppose they did not take it that way. You're not normal. They then proceeded to avoid communication with me for the next month. The remains of the smear is still on the wall. And she sent laughing emojis.
She didn't clean it up.
She did not clean it up.
I thought the experiment was to teach her
what
kids
did
how
she
to be
learn
more
from
clean.
this?
I literally thought that was gonna be the moral of the story, but when they brought it up to you, you lied and said you didn't do it. What is? And then you continued adding more to the smear. What's wrong with you? You are 52 years old. You're too grown to be doing this.
I thought her stating I'm 52 in the beginning, it was gonna be a wise story.
I'm gonna be wise, mature. Like I thought I was gonna learn a lesson from this. I have this illness called maladaptive daydreaming. Look it up. Where I imagine that I'm doing things that I'm not in a fake reality. I boom the edit audios real loud in my headphones to trigger myself into them. Like what am I reading? And I've made a whole replayable movie in my head of you and me getting married in hundreds of different ways after finding each other in the comments of Instagram reels. We always say yes and raise 3 kids together called Raya, Keenan, and Bill. I wish I was joking. I replay the movie every day 24/7 and I can't stop. No comment. I once convinced my roommate to go on a date with a guy I had secretly been into for months, just so I could see them up close. What? Why? What's the thought process with that one? I never told my roommate, and now every time she talks about that person, I have to pretend I'm not secretly jealous. You literally put them together. You were the matchmaker. What did you expect? I once secretly took a photo of my crush's feet while he was sleeping, just because I was curious if he had cute toes. Now every time I see him, I wonder if he ever felt me staring at his toes, and if he'd be freaked out if he knew I kept the picture. I would be very freaked out. Imagine you're sleeping and someone's just taking a photo of your toes. What? Go do something with your day. Like, so one time I had a crush on this kid, and anytime the bell rung, I would run and follow him to all of his classes, and I think he caught on and he started running to his classes. What? I also made a Spotify playlist about him, but turns out he actually hated me and had a crush on my friend. She also liked him, and since I never told her, she liked him too, and I was basically putting him on while I still liked him. Also, he said he hated black girls and said he was gonna slit my throat, and I still liked him.
Down bad.
Down bad. Let's get some self-love. Is that sad? I am stuck in the middle. I'm an 18-year-old male living with my family. We have relatives over every once in a while. Although we are distant relatives, my parents are close to them. My sibling is also close to our cousin. I, however, am not that close with any of them. One day, I came home from school to hear a conversation between my mom and sibling. Apparently, my cousin failed a subject in college and decided to drop out without her parents. Wait.
Okay.
That is extreme.
That's very extreme.
Yeah.
You fully dropped out of college because one class.
One class? You could have
Dang.
retaken it in the summer.
You literally could have retaken
You
it.
just needed an excuse to get out of college.
He's
What?
been planning it.
He been planning to drop out. As we live in an Asian country, education is very important for us, especially the elderly. They were adamant about keeping their mouths shut, as this would break the hearts of my cousin's parents. I initially agreed. Okay, so it's the mom, his sibling, and him. Like they're making an agreement to not tell the cousin's parents. I'm surprised the mom isn't saying anything. As weeks passed by, however, things were starting to get out of hand. Since my sibling and cousin were both in the same course, my relatives would often ask how things are and what the recent events in school are. My sibling would often forget, at least I think that's the case, that my cousin dropped out and say almost everything. Sometimes these involved events needing money. What? The first time this happened, my cousin's parents would say, oh, so-and-so didn't ask us for money though. And then my sibling would snap back to reality and cover for my cousin by saying, oh, she says she's too shy to ask for some, so she just works some part-time jobs. And they felt bad for their daughter. After this, they gave my cousin money, besides the fees they already pay every week. Wait. I don't know where it's going, but like, it seems like the girl is accepting money and she's not in school.
Yeah.
And this money is around 5 times the minimum wage in our country. I was well aware that this was too much, even for someone who actually goes to college. I explained to my mom and sibling that we should tell them already because it's getting too far, but they were still set on their decision. Now I feel bad. Do I tell them myself? Okay,
you don't have to tell them, but it's like unethical.
Yeah, it is unethical, but like have that conversation with her. Like you don't have to tell the parents. That's a bit crazy. Or do I not? I'm not close to any of them, so I don't know what to do. You know what to do. Mind your business. Like you literally said you're not close to any of them, so you're not close to the cousin, you're not close to the parents. Why are you involving yourself? Am I stepping out of my line? Yes.
I don't know why the mom isn't telling me.
I know. I feel like the mom should speak up. In general, the daughter needs to say something, because I would feel bad if I was taking money from my parents and I don't even need it. Like I'm not in school. That's really weird. What's gonna happen when graduation time comes? I work with kids with autism, and there's one kid in particular who always hits me hard and leaves me with all kinds of bruises.
They know.
Now you know. I got fed up and tripped the one who always hits me when my manager looked away. He ran to my manager for comfort, and since that day, he never hit me again and avoids me like the plague.
I mean, it's a win.
A win is a win. The job was done. It was handled. I don't know. I don't support hitting kids, but you know, he learned. My so-called best friend completely ruined my birthday by feeding me meat, despite knowing I'm a vegetarian.
Oh.
Why are you laughing?
Wait, sorry.
No, that's messed up. On your birthday, I had invited her over to celebrate and we were having a great time watching movies and doing other fun activities together. When it was time to eat, she had this amazing meal ready to go, which she had told me was a special surprise for my birthday. I was expecting a delicious vegetarian dish, as she has always made me dishes she experiments with. Context, she's a chef. I was loving it until something felt off. When I asked her about it, she got super defensive. And just when I thought it couldn't get worse, she went ahead and confessed something even more shocking. Turns out, she didn't just feed me meat on my birthday, she had been doing it for the past 4 years.
Oh, that's crazy.
That's
Did she know about it?
crazy. Yeah. Ew. Like, you don't respect me at all. She told me she did it because she hated that I was vegetarian and thought I needed to eat real food. What? As she went on explaining herself and trying to justify her horrible actions, I couldn't help but think of karma. She has hated me for being vegetarian for the past 4 years, feeding me meat without my knowledge. So in a moment of rage and desire of revenge, I decided to take matters into my own hands. I ended up getting with her boyfriend, and to no surprise,
Where did this go?
I don't know. And to no surprise, he dumped her the next day. Okay, a win is a win. Yeah. This is evil. I peed in a cup and threw it on my sister while she was asleep because she kept eating my food.
So which sister?
I'm joking.
Wait, did you say you done that?
I'm joking.
You said that too casually. What? This is crazy. Ooh, girl, just hear me out. So around 3 years ago, I convinced my boyfriend that I was being stalked by my ex. But it was actually just me texting myself from a hidden number, pretending to be my ex. Yikes. But what can I say? I love the attention.
Psycho.
Psycho. Yeah. You're a bit crazy. And like, how long did you do it? If this was months of you texting yourself, something's going on.
Doing that to begin with is already crazy.
I know! So I would send screenshots of texts like, I miss you, or I'm watching you, just to see how he'd react. He got so paranoid that he started tracking my every move and getting super protective. But here's the twist. I accidentally started enjoying the attention a little too much, and I eventually convinced him to propose, thinking I was a helpless victim, the damsel in distress. So anyways, a couple months ago, I ended up confessing the truth, but he did not believe me and thought I was playing another game. By the way, I'm a psychology major, so whatever. Now we're engaged with a baby on the way, and I still don't know if he's in love with me or the idea of saving me. Anyways, love you and love your videos. Whoa.
Wow. Okay, that's crazy.
Yeah, that's crazy. I feel like I wouldn't like the idea though of marrying someone through this situation. It kind of feels like you said, you don't know if he loves you or if he just likes the idea of saving you. I wouldn't feel secure in that type of relationship, but that's just me. I didn't wash my ears for 1 month so I can scrape all the earwax out and eat it. I'm ashamed.
Huh?
You should be ashamed. And that's where we're gonna end the video. But yeah, that is it for the confessions. Y'all, it was very chaotic as per usual. I hope you guys enjoyed it and also enjoyed having my guests in the background that have not shown their face even once. Just say hi. Yeah, that's them. That's them. And then we also had a special guest who is actually asleep right now. Yeah, it's past his bedtime. Oh, also, if you're new to my channel, thank you so much for coming. And if you're a returning subscriber, thank you so much for being a Reese. These are the best people on the internet, okay? So join the winning team. The only way you can become a Reese is if you hit the subscribe button, so do it. Hit it right now. Oh, make sure to follow me on all my social media. Check out my vlog channel. We're posting every single week over there. Keep updated with me, okay? New videos every week. And I will see you guys all in my next one. I love you and peace.